Welcome. Another edition of Talk the Business, ladies and gents. Give yourself a round of applause for joining us here today. Yeah, man, for real. I'm so glad that you guys are here with us right here on a beautiful day on the tri-state area.
Yeah.
Stacey Mack says it's a little cold, but I don't know.
It's cold in here. I mean, outside, perfect. Yeah. 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? It was like 80 degrees in New York this evening.
80?
Yeah, man. What's up, my peeps?
80 plus. Yep. So, once again, everybody, this is Talk the Business. My name is DJ Patrick, and to my left is the beautiful Stacey Mack, and she is here to give us some nice, important information.
Oh,
ladies.
am I really?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
I'm telling you. Give her a round of applause for that. And as you can see, we're here again at the beautiful, spacious JAIRiE radio right here, studios. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, like, you know, I want to... is there any more features to the JAIRiE radio studios? And I'm like, yeah, but we're not going to show it off. We're not going to brand it off just yet. So you're going to see some different... You're going to see a new look coming near you.
Bossy things, people. Bossy things.
Bossy.
So we're back here, guys. Of course, it's Talk the Business, and you know how we do this every single week. Well, we weren't here last week. What we do is we talk the business, and the business is dancehall and reggae. And you don't know, we have got a lot to talk about what happened in the past week or so. Some nice things, some not so nice things. Some things that was in an uproar, but either way, we are going to be talking. And tonight, we're going to talk about a little bit of humor, the comedic side of Jamaica too. And, you know, you don't know. We can't get wrong. The conversation that is on the tip of everybody's tongue. We can't get wrong the conversation of Vibes Cartel. Of course. Big up to everybody who's listening right now. Bacchanal Kings, Wagwan, Miss King, good night. Corporate Lawyer, good night. The A-Team, good night. Anybody else listening, good night. We have a fully interactive show. You know how this works, guys.
Okay. We do know how this works. Mm-hmm. All right. So
we know how this works.
Everybody that's tuning in right now, listen to the sound of my voice. To the lower right of the screen. The lower right of the screen, which is the airplane symbol. You see that airplane symbol? Tap on it and share the link. Share the link. All right? On the lower corner to the right.
Let me try to say the thing carefully. People, to share the live. You see the airplane, the triangle in your lower right, press it, share the live. Sharing is caring, because we are talking up some things tonight. We are talking up some things. Everybody has an opinion on what is going on tonight. And there are 2 ways for you. There are 3 ways for you to talk the things. Fully interactive radio right here. So if you want to join the conversation, all you do is send us the video request. You just press that for us to join the live. You can come in and join the live. Make sure say your dress decent, right? We don't want to see none of the things out the door. If it's not for my eyes, all right? We don't want to see that. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can also call in. We've got 2 numbers. You can call into the studio, 718-785-5760. That's 718-785-5760. Or wherever in the world you are, if you want to call in, WhatsApp, toll free WhatsApp, 347-688-3106. And those numbers right now are posted at the bottom of the live. So if you see them, you can always call in. Tonight, we want to say good evening to everybody who's listening to the JAIRiE radio station. As usual, Germany, always ever up on lock. Falkenstein, Germany, good night. The Bronx, I see you. Sanborn, New Hampshire, good night, New Hampshire. Japan, Osaka, listening. Bellevue, Florida, not Bellevue Hospital. I don't know, not my people out there still. Feel free to call us in, and we love that you're listening. Good evening to our listeners over there on the JAIRiE radio in I think YouTube, right? So good night to everybody. Again, tonight's topics and conversation. Tonight we are going to talk about Vybz Kartel, right? And what has been happening. Now there's been big conversation around that. Everybody feel free to call in and give us your take. Of course, we're going to have DOREEN Carbon Morris is going to be joining us. And you know, female opinion, he's always well opinionated, sharp like razor. Go on, Biggs.
I gotta hear it.
Good night, Mr. Orien Image. Big up your blast itself. Beautiful Jennifer Rampazad. Good evening, DJ Rico. Good evening. And anyone else who's out there listening, share the live and let's join in on this conversation. DJ Demar, you send your request quick. All right, come on. We just jumping right into it. We're going to jump right into it.
Why not?
Of course, a little bit later, we've got a big play coming up, room 513, and that is with the one, the only Titus Campbell, one of the funniest men in Jamaica right now. And he's going to be joining us in the second half of the show. Remember, send your video if you want to join. All right. Who just sent? I just pressed somebody. I don't remember who. Feel free to join. Of course, if you live on the rock, big things are going, right? So since the last time we met, since the last time we were here, several things happened here in New York. You guys have heard all about it, all the drama, all the everything and the everything and the everything, right? There has been the Beenie Man Return of the Legend concert in the UBS Arena. Some people are saying that Beenie Man's performance, including myself, Beenie Man performance was all of that and then some. DJ Damar, did you want to give me a thumbs up if you wanted to join, and I will send a request for you because I saw that you put one out there.
So let me give a big kudos to Beenie Man, but did a professional, excellent job at the arena. It was very, very, wow, I can't explain it.
All right. So here is the thing, right? Here is the thing. I'm gonna clear up some things. The Beenie Man concert was brought to you by Jammin's Events. Jammin's Events, if you guys don't know who Jammin's Events has been around as a promotion group in the New York tri-state area for about 3 decades now.
Right.
I happen to be one of the members of Jammin's Events, right? The show was, again, in the UBS Arena. Now, I'm not being biased just because I'm part of Jammin's when I say that I think the performance was top tier. Beenie Man came out there. He did what he does. He is a performer. He went in doing thing. But then I see narratives out there say Beenie Man, listen, I personally feel Beenie Man needs some real good PR work. And at this point, I'm not even going to say nothing more about that because...
Talk the thing, Stace.
Orien, come on if you want, come on, Don't be shy. If you want, join the video up, press the link and come join me. And nothing, because we can't talk up some things, right? Orien, feel free to do that if you would like to.
So let me ask you a question. What do you mean? Elaborate. What do you mean? Why does he need a new?
You really try to draw me on. Because I just think that there's a lot of narrative that could have been quelled a long time ago. Right? That this whole king of the dancehall thing. I mean, and this argument, I'm kind of tired of this argument now. We've been hearing it, beating it over and over. I'm kind of done with it. Because what happened was, we all know, by now it's 2 weeks later, everybody know, Bunty killer. Why? Let me tell you, you see, if me never rate Bunty before, I rate Bunty, People say, oh, yeah, idiot, I rate Bunty so far. Bunty is protecting his interests. His show is coming up. Mr. Me no business, if that is it. Warlord step up and say Unity stepped out. So did Cartel. So did many other artists. Spraga and Shaggy and many other artists called for Unity. If anybody sees the messages I've been putting out, Unity is one of them, right? And I think that I feel one thing I did say is we are at a zenith We're right at the top for dancehall, and I don't want to see us dip. I want to see us either plateau and peak, plateau, peak, never dipping. But right now, I don't say that we dip, but I feel a little workings right now.
So I want the audience opinion on that, what you just said. I really need to know what you think. What do you guys think? Give us a call, 718-785-5760. Or if you out and abroad, you can call us at 347-688-3106.
So here's the thing, right? So with Beenie Man then had an opportunity to this concert, and you know, some people say, I've had people, Doreen, big up yourself. Doreen was one of those people posting lots of content, so big up yourself for that. And I've had people say, "Oh, we AI the crowd, yeah, say okay. AI image,
okay."
To show the arena was about 80% or a little bit more than that filled, and them say we AI the crowd. So why I never know I'm bad with AI, so I have a future because if my AI bad, so I tell you, Jamins.
How do you AI a crowd?
You just ask a AI. What do you mean?
How?
You go into there are many AI bots and many AI apps that you can go in and say, make me an image of a Barclays Center arena full with a sellout crowd with their lights shining. You can pretty much tell AI to paint any picture you want.
You're saying
so
for
people
those...
I got that where somebody say AI crowd. Rootsman Chin, big up. I wish me did bad so. I wish me whole Jammins team did bad so, but we never bad so. We're people. So yes, those are look for it. Now another narrative I heard pushed out there was that Beenie Man bad mind Shano, and if it don't make Shano come on.
I did.
Father God, upon what? No disrespect to Shano, you know. I love Shano, I love the tune. Shano that bring down the house with Dark Room, right?
Let's clear
Beenie Man
Go ahead, clear it.
has 30, 40 something years in this business. Me love. You can't have one or two it and come and believe the artist are going to style up Beenie Man. Beenie Man know how to do this game. Me sorry. Not even upon him best day, not even God ordained. Are you mad? Mm-hmm. That couldn't go. That was foolishness. Mm-hmm. Foolishness. Mm-hmm. And this is why I keep saying, you know, that when we elevate to certain places, mm-hmm. we need to know if you act accordingly. Let me tell you why. I'm in a business where hip hop I do. I'm in a business of R&B. I don't care what Afrobeats and everybody else is doing. I'm talking about reggae and dancehall, who is now entered a space where we rightfully belong in. We can own it, and we can really, really be on top and own the space. But with that come different understanding. No, mm-hmm. Like me say, big up Amazura. Amazura has been our place forever, and we in New York, we have to treasure, we have to love Amazura because our spaces are small. We don't have too many 3,000, 4,000 capacity places. So what we have to take care of it, right? So no disrespect to any smaller locations like BAM and like any of the smaller places, Paramount and Crown Hill and Coney Island, because we all end up having to use those places, right? However, when you're talking about the two arenas that we're dealing with here, both 19,000 capacity seats, meaning Barclay and UBS, there are different rules that come. One of those rules is union. Mm-hmm. Union rules are no joke. If we don't work as carpenter, or tradesman, or MTA, or any know about union. So you guys know what your union dues pay for, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, say 1 hour after the hour is what? Overtime. Mm-hmm. And that means you go, the show is supposed to end at 11, and the show gone into 11:01. Guess what? You just bought 1 hour of overtime. Mm-hmm. So now these are how the what am I talking? Spaces. These are what these particular spaces call for, are unionized workers and jobs. So in a and I know that the general audience doesn't really know this, which is why I'm trying to explain this. So you contract someone, the show is gonna run over time. Me now as a promoter, me I go to the artist and to the artist management and say, oi, if him not come off stage in 5 minutes, guess what? Show I go over. So it's going to cost, let's say it's going to cost 20 grand. And saying 20 grand is not an unforeseeable number. Let me tell you that. This is staff, this is security, this is stagehand, this is a whole carpenters, this is a whole union staff we're talking about for a big arena. So now me say, Mr. Manager, the show going to go over, it's going to cost 20 grand. Sometimes the management say, yeah man, make it go on. We eat that, right? Make it go on. Or me, the promoter, can say, yeah man, make it go on. You would go half, me go half. Or we just flat out say, we don't make no money yet, we not do it, sure lock off. Or we don't want to spend no more money, sure, that's it. And no matter what, 10:59, whoever up on stage is going to be like, all right, gotta go, bye. It's that simple because the next hour hit you like this, watching the seconds hand, and as soon as it hit, boop, you bought that hour. Plain and simple. There is no getting around it. So if the show is to go till 11 o'clock is done. You don't need to contest me on this, you don't have to research it, ask anybody. This is how these things work.
So if it's over by 11 o'clock and if it hits 11:01, then you're talking about a new bill.
So you might as well stand up on the stage and perform till 11:59 because you just bought the hour. You bought the hour. And I don't know if that is the plan for every event space, but I know how the unions I deal with work. And I want 1 minute, 1 hour. That's it. You bought it, right?
So bring back the story now with the Beanie Man and Chino situation.
So it was coming up to the end of the hour. There is no way Beanie Man brought him up. There's no way Beanie Man did that try style Shano for Shano no happen because him afraid Shano go take shine. That is total and utter rubbish. Just complete rubbish.
So what happened?
The show was over.
No, I mean, okay.
The time for the show was over.
No, explain to the audience that wasn't there, that what took place, how did it take place? Chino came on stage.
And he got to sing the two, he didn't get a long segment, but the show had to end. The time of the show was ending.
Okay, so he just did one
but
song.
it's not, no. And you know what? You know why people can't spin that narrative? Because when there is a perception of somebody, it's easy for them to say, yeah man, bad mind's a bad mind. This is just a continuation of bad mind and bad mind and bad mind. And we run with these things. You know, and we need to just stop weaving narratives we don't know about. We need to stop because we hurt one another with that, right? So after the show, I had a whole concept in my head, which I still have my clips that I did videotaped, and I never put it out, about professionalism in this business and how much we need to step up our professionalism in this business if we are planning on owning these peak points. And it's not only for the arena show them. This is for the small show. This is from an artist come into being straight through to arena show and then some, right? And then Vibes Cartel happened and it was like, oh my God. And my head just spun in direction. But little things that we as dancehall and reggae need to do if we plan on staying on top. We just have to start mastering some things. So now here comes Vibes Cartel. We really want to wait. We got another couple minutes before DOREEN start. And see, I don't want to get in the conversation until him come on about vibes. And I know everybody feels strongly about it. Like I said, Colleen, give me your opinion on the whole Vibes Cartel situation. Because some people are saying, oh, them just a hate on vibes and a vibes and just a beat vibes. But this is not only about vibes. Vibes is the center, the centerpiece But the conversation now is like a trillion times bigger than just Vibes Cartel.
So the number is 718-785-5760. Again, 718-785-5760. Your opinions on this situation. Let us know what you think. And also, anybody that's out abroad, you can give us a call at 347-688-3106. Again, 347-688-3106. Yeah. So,
So I know you work with a lot of people from all over the place, right? I'm sure you heard a bunch of opinions too.
of course.
And I've had people fight me, like literally argue with me over this whole Vibes Cartel thing.
What are they saying?
Very, very strong sentiment about this whole Vibes Cartel.
Well, you tell me what they say, and let me see if I agree or disagree on that.
So the first argument that came up was contract versus who cares about the contract. And see, we didn't start the conversation because here is DOREEN ready to join us. Oh, I thought, DOREEN, did you send your?
No, you have to request.
DOREEN, request the live.
Request the invite. Request the invite. All right. Well, go ahead. What you about to say, Stace?
I don't want to say it because now I want to talk about it when DOREEN comes on. I want to talk about it because I know he has strong opinions like myself about this. And I'm telling you, it's not, cartel is part of the conversation, but it's a bigger conversation than just cartel. Okay. Who else requests? DJ Demar, did you really wanna join?
Okay.
Oh wait, I am.
Kabanag.
I'm so sorry. I'm setting up my station.
That's okay. That's okay. As you set up, guys. Familiar face here, doing Carbon Records with the bud artist and the bud tune. DOREEN, let me introduce DOREEN first. DOREEN Morris, guys. I'm sure you've seen him. And if you have not seen him on IG or Facebook, I don't know where you are. Very strong sentiments and knowledge of the business. We're pleased to have you here. So give the man the applause. Yes.
Very strong sentiments.
Very strong. Well, do you have any sentiments that's not strong?
No.
All right, and then the second part I said was with the bad artist that you guys saw here, 17 with the big song. Always remember, yo, congratulations, man. The song I do wicked things.
Song I do well.
The song is burning up the place. I love it. You know, I listen to it every single day.
That's crazy.
It's like I do. It's like I think I said to 17 to him. I say, yo, it's like it just bring out a little. It's like a little hymn for me, you know. Seriously. So
it's a nostalgia, man. It remind you.
Yeah, man. It's a nice tune. I love it, and I know he's gonna take off, and big things are going on with that. I'm gonna take off. It's already taken off. So you know. Yeah, man. Continued success. But of course, guys, the conversation of the days and weeks that have passed is cartel, and now here we are in a different light now. DOREEN, when it first came out, the argument I was getting was contract versus breaking the contract. That was the argument. Now the argument has evolved to bigger than Vibes Cartel. Now it's looking at foreign exchange. In Trinidad, it's looking at criminal activity. With regards to foreign exchange in Trinidad, we're looking at things like artist fees and prices. We're looking at arena shows and the livelihood of live concerts and dancehall on a whole. To be honest, it's that big of a conversation now. It kind of, Vibes Cartel is in the center, but the conversation gets so much bigger that, whoa. So... I mean, and I see it. Anybody who think it's about cartel on a small-minded, y'all gotta get out of that. It's bigger than that. Yeah. So I'm gonna pass it over to you.
You know, for you mention cartel name, boy, I tell you, the fans them, they're very touchy, you know. Editor, it don't matter what light me mention cartel name, you know, some SYM I go come.
Oh yeah, man. You know, but
I am I am big on contracts. So me let's I am big on contracts, right? So I definitely feel like all parties should honor contracts. I'm big on that. But there's another layer to it outside of the contract and the business, which I guess been around Beanie Man, which I've seen him done this many times. It thing no really work right, but him still show up for the fans then. I've seen him done that multiple. I mean, I compare Beanie and Cartel again. Me just have to give the dynamics, right? So yeah, sometimes you can give and take as an artist. Sometimes, not all the time. Especially if you have a relationship with the promoter, you can give and take, right? Like, yo, let me do this for the fans, them, and then we can work out. We can fight it out afterwards,
All
right?
right, so
There's
pause
that
right
dynamic
there.
as well. Okay.
You say you're a stickler for the contract, but you understand what fan equity means, and
Yes.
that there's no fan equity greater than cartel. If you guys don't know what I mean by fan equity, it means the fans buying into you, period, in anything you do, right? Your loyalty of your fans and what they give to you in return. Cartel is the quintessential picture of fan equity, right? So for that, he got paid 90% of his contracted fee, right? He got paid 900 and something million dollars, 950. The legal team got 150, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking at more than 90% of the fee being
Yeah.
paid. And would it have been enough for him to just say, yeah, man, we do it, even if he was to say, let's do
Call a please hold.
1 hour. Me not explain the thing. I said, people, certain things are going on. I give 1 hour because somebody said the whole of Trinidad would have broke down if he came and just did an hour.
Yeah. As me said, it is a personal decision. Like, he's not wrong on a legal level. You could have probably say on a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure what I'm not thinking of the word I'm looking for, but I mean ethical. On an ethical basis, from could I say, yo, here as me say, me get some money and me no need whatever I'm owed. I don't need it, so me can turn up for the people, right? So as me say, he's not legally in the wrong, because if me agree for $10, me not get the $10, me
Right.
cannot turn up, right?
So in black and white terms,
yes,
he is
black and
good,
white
but
terms,
as
he
we
is
know,
good.
we don't live in a black and white world. It's always gray.
That's
And
true.
I personally would have liked to see a return on getting 90% of your money. I thought it would have been, regardless of what the relationship you and the promoter have, I would have liked if that was enough to give back to the fans and maybe save a relationship with other promoters, and kind of save a relationship between you and the whole of Trinidad, personally, for me.
True, and I don't think anybody can debate that. As me say, just looking on it by face value, there might be more to this. There might be more layers that we're not aware
Oh,
of.
yes.
You understand? And to me, can say this turning left easily, where it can be a simple phone call. Yo, member say, yo, you owe me 50 grand, where money there, and a man say, yo, but me pay you this, and the whole ego get in play, and it
Of
just go
course.
left. You
Of
understand?
course.
So there might be multiple layers to this that we are not aware of. Because to be honest, like, so much money, me find it hard to say Cartel just decide to not turn up. I feel like there's more that went on behind the scenes that
Right.
we are not privy to.
So, of course, rumor mill is going high. It's very hard to disseminate rumor from reality.
Yeah.
Indie Allen, one of my bono nunus artists,
Big
Indie.
up.
Good evening, Janice Husik. Good evening to you too. I'm trying to pick out fact from fiction, which is hard, gets harder and harder, which is another thing, right? Is that we are getting news from everywhere, and everybody takes everything as truth. Nothing is verifiable anymore. Whatever me say, well, such and such, so I saw it go, if it fits your narrative. So we've officially heard that there are police inquiries, and there is that the FBI has been called in to look into the matter. The Minister of Finance is looking into not Vibes Cartel. This is not about Vibes Cartel. This is about the availability of foreign exchange, which TNT supposedly low on. So if you're low on foreign exchange, where you get $1 million, forgive a man $1 million in essence. And then I heard there's other criminal activity with one of the promoters where, and this is rumor mill I'm hearing because I can't substantiate it, that there was another 4 million, and like we didn't get all of this money, right?
May I be honest with you? I don't have conversations about those things because first of all, it's speculation. That's one. Plus, when it come on to legal things, I'm not an expert in that field. So I would always leave those conversations alone.
Exactly. And this is all, again, let me say it, rumor mill. I don't know nothing about this. This is something I pull up on social media and I see it out there. So me don't know nothing about them conversations.
Social media, one of the worst places to get information.
Absolutely, which is why we need to verify
So
things.
we have to verify. So I think one layer that I'd like to add to this is the whole concept of artists charging exorbitant fees for shows. No, listen, I've had that experience so many times where artists are telling me a price and I'm like, when me run the figures, the numbers, me are gonna need to sell 10,000 tickets just to pay you, not to promote the show, not to book the venue, not to hire security, not to fly you, not to book hotel, just to pay you. Me need to sell 10,000 tickets. You can't even pull 500 tickets in this market.
If I had $1 for every time I see that, I'd be a rich woman.
So I think that is one conversation that we really need to start having, where the artists them kind of price themselves out of having building a fan base, expanding the market. Also allowing people to see them where they can keep introducing new music. I think artists need to start for, especially dancehall artists. We notice probably some of the artists have figured out how to monetize them popularity, but I think dancehall artists is not keen on that. I don't know if them feel like if them sell some shirts, it make them think not look so hot. But sell some merch. Find a way to monetize yourself so that you don't have to charge some exorbitant, unreasonable, unrealistic fees to the shows. And probably that's one of the reasons why a lot of artists not do a show like that,
So,
because you can't afford them.
So a good friend of mine, a very popular DJ in New York, I'm not gonna call him name because he cuss me. I'm not call him name. Cuss me and say, you're idiot, because if you don't have enough money to pay artists, you just don't pay the artists. But I'm saying that it is such a part of the culture to believe that you are able to charge this money. You charge $100,000 and you literally cannot sell 500 tickets. But your ego tells you that your fan base is, a 500,000 or 1 million, so you're worth it. And now, I don't disagree with the argument that, Cartel ask them money, then I can't ask for Cartel money because I am not Cartel. But if them give him that, well, me add on a little thing for my thing.
No, but you cannot look at it that way.
No, I am not looking at it. I'm saying they are looking at it like that.
You can't look at it that way. It is the value. The market determines the value of a product, right? So if Cartel decides they're going to charge $20 million for a show and promoters are paying it, it means that the promoters see where they will make that money and make a profit.
Absolutely.
Right? So that honestly is the viability of the product that you're selling.
Right.
So if you're going to price yourself and nobody's, every time somebody calling like, bro, I can't manage that. That's not going to make no sense,
it's
right?
A simple principle.
For the market.
It's a simple principle of economics. It's called ROI, return on investment. I put $1 in and I know I can charge $2 and make 100% return on my investment after me take out my expenditures. People, it's simple finance. So now, when we talk about, I want to see us stay at the peak, we can plateau, peak, but we don't want to see no plunge. This is the kind of foolishness that can cause us to plunge drastically and plunge our way out of these markets. Because when you look at an arena show and an artist now our artists because people want to see a full billing. That's another thing. Nobody no want open no go on no show and no see 8, 9 artists, big artists on the stage. I want to see more and more big artists. So now if these big artists decide that they're going to step up their price, that means everything else step up. You're including most notably your ticket price, right? And like me, I call for live band because me like it could be a mixture of track and band, but me like band. But things like those increase production costs. So when now you price the show so much, you cost your way right out of an arena because nobody can make the money back. We cannot afford to buy the tickets. The promoter cannot not afford to put up the money for the production, right?
Yeah.
So that's one danger that I see to the business instantly. And people say, what? How could you say that?
You see, dancehall has. I have to be careful when I say this part because dancehall has the wings of dancehall as it relates to shows and production has been hustle money. Let me take time to talk. So there was a time when you keep a show and if nobody not come in the promoter happy and alright same way. Because I mean whatever I lose I can get it back quick and fast. Right? So over the years shows are being kept by hard earned money, like 9 to 5 people. A couple people are come together, put their money together. So the risk is higher right now. Like me, I'm a virgin then put up 50 grand right now for keep a show. I don't want to lose my money. You understand? Because if me lose the money, then me have to go work and save again, right? Me can't just go out, get it back in a 2 3 days. You understand? So I think that understanding is not really there from a lot of artists where them say, yo, are people 9 to 5 hard earned money I keep these shows. And if you're able to help me to make the show sustainable, it will benefit you as well, right? And I think that is the outlook I don't think a lot of artists have. If you are able to keep me as a promoter going, it benefits the industry. I think a lot of time a man just wants to say, a promoter, how much you can get out time. If him show dead next year or he flop or not go on, then so be it. Right?
Okay.
It is imperative that artists realize that promoters are part of the ecosystem too. And if you keep my show
Absolutely.
viable and going, it will help the industry.
So let
Absolutely.
me ask you this question. So we saw the numbers with Buju and Cartel, and the numbers speaks volumes. Numbers don't lie. So
Yeah.
in order to make everything level base, isn't it? Would it make sense to actually get corporate companies involved? I mean, major corporate companies.
100%. But we keep having that conversation. I don't think corporate is still not in that cozy seat yet as it relates to dancehall. They're still very nervy about touching the genre.
Absolutely.
After seeing the numbers,
Yeah, but this only been 2 years, We act like, relatively speaking, in comparison to other genres, we've had 1% of our shows in arena spaces.
So what I think-
that's not numbers.
so what?
We don't have enough. We don't have enough data to work in a big company.
No, okay. So give it a 5-year plan where
Yes.
different artists
Yes.
produce the same numbers as what Cartel and Buju have done.
And
So
you can't use Cartel and Buju. Because Cartel and Buju, they are anomalies.
Absolutely.
Like, remember, they have been absent out of the space for many, many years.
Anomalies.
So, exactly. I want to see when you start have them younger artists here that just come on the scene now and been here and do this consistently over the years. Then you can walk in a corporate company and say, see here, but
Right.
you can't use a Buju.
Yeah.
Buju was not here for what, 10, 12 years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
Yeah, thanks,
100% agree with you. Frankie Chulo, good evening. Another angle that I see on this is when you start having shows, right? And you have a bunch of artists that, and I'm not bad minding nobody. I'm just speaking generally. When you have a show with 6 or 7 artists that sells out an arena, practically none of those artists can sell the arena by themselves. They need each
Unlike.
other to fill the arena. In the meantime, our culture is built on smaller shows. So we've got to keep thinking about the 2,000, the 3,000, the 5,000, the 9 and 10,000 before we get to the 20 and 30,000.
Well,
right?
we done more. Go ahead.
Hold on a second. So even though together they can fill the arena, you still have to think about, boy, I want show and show, you know, I mean, I do it in Amazura. 2,000 people, I may look for 3,000 people in Amazura, right? Those artists now, and I pray to God that this does not happen and take foothold. That, why me just work UBS, you know, and UBS, I pay me a 300 grand for 15 minutes. Me now come Amazura and take no 50, no 80 grand from nobody. Because me reach 200 grand. But we have got to keep the culture of those arenas going too. If we do not keep those arena cultures going, hang it up, everybody have a bill before you can get to arena.
Exactly.
We cannot forget our other venues.
UBS is not consistent.
Absolutely
like we cannot
not.
sustain that. Realize the people them that been do that like yet about 20, 30 years in the industry. Right? So an artist who was 5 years ago, they can't even imagine, can't even think of going in an arena like that because they have not been around long enough to create that sort of following.
So do you
You
see?
understand?
Go ahead. I'm
Say
sorry.
again?
No, go ahead. I'm
Sorry.
sorry. So go ahead.
Yeah, so they have not been around to create that sort of following. And I think still our industry still not at the place where we're approaching music from a corporate perspective.
No.
And that's one of the reasons why the music now reach as far as we would like it. You have to remember, you know, hip hop industry, you talk about boardrooms. A boardroom decide what direction this thing is gonna take. What we're gonna do with it, a boardroom. Right now, most artists are dancehall artists wing them career, you know, most times. You just get up and say, yo, me find a bad song. Go for it. Yeah, you ask most artists what they're gonna do next month. They don't know.
The most
Because there is no corporate approach. Right? So it is
there's no
hard
real
for
management in a lot of
there's in a lot of it. And even with managers, there's still, as I said, this corporate approach where you have a board, you have a group of people who sit down and strategically plan out this thing 6 months ahead, a year ahead. We don't have that. Right, so it's gonna be hard for us to really go on these platforms until we have that sort of approach of music.
Yeah.
Because it's possibly, you know, we have the talent. Talent is not our issue, you know, but our industry is talent heavy, not business heavy.
Talent
so
is
most of what
never
we do just
our-
depend on people talent.
Hence the show, Talk the Business, because we need to talk the business, right? Now, when we talk about we have the talent and we don't have the corporate backing, do I think that we have the potential to get the former? There's no doubt that we have the potential to get the corporate backing. I think we're actually on the road, and I think people, artists, managers, promoters, PR people, everybody needs to get in the same mindset and think about that, right? Now, we've seen this year, Red Bull, corporate entity, Red Bull Clash was probably the most authentic it's been, and one of the most successful Red Bull Clash this year with Spice Army was, to me, you see that event moved the needle in such a major way to say, hey, dancehall is here. There can be major corporate sponsorship and return money and sell out venues for that. We're worth investing in. We need a lot more of that. But again, events like that are born out of smaller venues that build a hype to get to a bigger venue.
Have you seen the Millennium Tour?
No.
With Lil Bow Wow and the rest of them, it's like 20 or 25 artists. Like most of them who was on 106 and Park. You need to see the Millennium Tour. Most of the original guys from 106 and Park, the artists them that come that their career grow on that platform. The Millennium Tour, if dancehall ever get a tour like that, it would do so much good for the industry. Imagine one arena, 20 artists, each person get 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
looking it
10
up.
minutes
I'm looking
left.
at it now.
Yeah, man, look on the Millennium Tour.
Yeah, 3 songs: Omari, Bowo, Pliers,
Look at
Booz, Yin Yang,
there you
Ray
go.
J, Rick Ross, a whole bag of them,
That
yeah?
is what dancehall need. If Red Bull can do ideas again, they need to start hearing me for them ideas, you know.
Yeah,
We
listen.
can have we can have something like the Millennium Tour. 20 dancehall artists carry it around the world, right? Everybody get 10 minutes. You just keep on hitting them. I take it through the years from Yellow Man then come right up to a craft and what right just take it through the years.
And
We need something like that.
this is another thing.
But you know,
I'm glad you said
the
that.
sad part is that is nothing but dealing with egos. It's gonna be a lot of egos there, where they feel like, you know what, I'm a bigger star than you. You know, so me deserve.
I've
We
learned that
can't.
people don't have respect for billing anymore.
Yeah, we can't. The ego, believe me, the ego. All right, these things can happen. Just depends on who made the call. Believe me, everything can happen with artists. It just depends on who made the call. If the wrong person made the call, it's going to be hard. Some people, if Shaggy made that call, it's going to easy. It's going to be easy.
So at the core of this
Yeah,
conversation,
man.
right?
Yeah.
I hope you guys see that we started with vibes as the topic. And I labeled tonight show the vibes effect because it's really not about cartel, people. Cartel is here, like you stated, an anomaly in this moment, well talented and can give the return on investment. Nobody know if you question what cartel like get paid. He might get paid what a promoter feel he's worth of, and he might make back the money. Make no mistake about that. They're making back the money. So cartel can return receipt upon receipt upon receipt. So this have nothing to do with cartel. Cartel, you do your thing, big up your thing, and you get paid where you get paid for good reason, right? Because it ain't gonna last like that forever unless you continue with your formula. So big up yourself, cartel, whatever you do. The effect of cartel was anybody else believing that they need to emulate those price points. Because you simply cannot get the return on those price points.
It's not going to happen.
It just cannot happen, and it is to the detriment of this dancehall space to do that. The second thing I want to talk about with that is professionalism. Now we step to a different area now, right? And to me, it's like, okay, why? So we have a culture, especially a lot of reggae, are people who do things the old way, right? So, yeah, man, me I do a thing and why, see a song, yeah, I'm drop it in, see it in your WhatsApp and thing. And like, the level of professionalism, if you want to get to where you're going to affect a corporate space, the professionalism from soup to nuts has to change.
That's true.
Have to change.
So I'm very understanding of starting points for artists because, as I tell you already, our industry is very talent driven. And artists, most of our artists are independent. A man just a doing thing until he probably gets some support, a one manager, which most time the manager is somebody who probably can invest or get them thing into spaces, right? So I'm very understanding. This is where I become less understanding is when the artists establish they are in the space for 5 or 10 years and are still like a party shop them around. So let me give you a perfect example. Yesterday somebody asked me how like to contact an artist, like, you know, for book an artist. And I could not find any booking information. There was none on no social media. So I'm like, so what me have to do? DM him on Instagram because I don't know how to book this person.
Yes.
I don't understand why so many of your artists booking information is secret.
Yes.
We don't know if it book or no.
Yes.
Like there is no information nowhere.
Yes.
So how do we get in contact with these artists? Because I think they're missing out on a lot of money too.
A lot
and a lot of partnerships because we don't know how to get in touch with them.
Of course, a lot of people reach out to me to reach artists because them can't find them. And them figure
They
me
can't
know
find
them.
There's
So
no contact
and
information. That's
stays,
why-
you have a number and I'm yeah, man. All right, we can call such and such. But that is unheard of. That artists nowadays do not have an email address. They don't have a bio. They don't even know. Them not even know if send you a invitation to listen to their music. Them not label nothing. They do not understand what PR is or the need for PR. They don't know anything that makes them look like a structure at all.
And it is so like advice to my artists them. No for no have a whole heap of girl. Make one of them just be a secretary. You know?
Oh,
Give her
hey,
some,
drop a bomb for that now.
Like that's it.
Drop a bomb for that no.
Yeah, man. One of the woman them wanna have.
The girl them invested them with do it.
That's exactly.
Oh.
Invested. Get one phone, give her, and tell her she not to make no decision. Just write down the information. You get when she write down information, you can get back to her. She will text it to you, and then they say, "All right, call them back and tell them this." 30 grand a week.
No, not even a big thing.
30,000 Jamaican dollar a week can get you a secretary who can run an office to you, and it will change your career 100% around.
You know how much bigger that, you know how much more settled that makes you look when you have someone. Listen, I'm the worst one, because anybody can just call me. I don't have no return message on my IG, which is horrible. So I'm not taking my own dose of my medicine, right? But if I don't put a little reply when somebody sends something to me, I say, thank you for reaching out to such and such. Someone will be in touch with you. Boom! All of a sudden it's like, whoa, that person here, that person looks at you in a different sphere. And this is what we need in order to establish ourselves as anything corporate worthy.
So what about AI?
What about AI? Everybody feel learn how to do that.
Listen,
I'm saying if you could save 30,000 and just get the AI.
Whether we want to admit it or not, the studies came out that 40% of the white collar workforce will be replaced in as little as 4 years by AI. This is not no pie in the sky. It's not me make it up. It's not me think so. I saw it go. So learn AI.
What? Yesterday, I was in a meeting with somebody, and I saw them in 15 minutes was able that would normally take us a week to do.
Yeah, man.
Using AI, just prompts. At the end of it all, the AI was able to find the person that we need within the organization, find them number, and them email. Send them a proposal based on the prompts that we give the AI. It's unbelievable what this thing can do.
AI is unbelievable, and I never in my life thought I would ever recommend AI to anybody. But it's kind of like, what if you do?
Well, like I said, you want to save money, go get the AI.
Yeah. There's so professionalism in the. You guys have heard me say it 100 times on this show and on any of my shows. Artists, take it from me. Take it from me. Somebody, DJ, radio disc jockey, anybody who has the ability to play your music, send your music via email, send a bio with it, put a picture with it, label your songs if you're not using a Dropbox or a WeTransfer, label your music. Me no want to guess where your song name and them something there and send it out. If the WeTransfer expire, send it again and again and again till then download it. Because me not have time for wait 7 days.
You don't need to send a song on WeTransfer.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you can attach it to that email. It will go to the drive if necessary.
Just attach it.
To it. Yeah.
So it's very simple in these modern times for you to come off very professional to start off with. A please and a thank you goes a long way. Trust me, that's the first thing. Second, we talk about being in arena spaces. Let me tell you something. Me not care what hip hop I do, me not care what R&B, me not care what Afrobeats, I don't care what anybody else is doing. I'm talking to reggae and dancehall. We're new in these spaces relatively. Only not come and sit down upon the people 200,000 monitor and roll on a spliff, you can't go so pandemic place there.
And that's
Has to
that's
be a
one of the reason
mindset.
why these companies stay away, because again, if they feel like the audience that is going to come to the venue is going to wreck
Right.
the venue or fight or go on, because that's one of the reasons why a lot of some spaces would never keep a reggae show,
Right.
because them are going to tell you say yo fight I go on,
Right.
gunshot I go fire,
Yeah,
something I go wrong,
but
so
but
they
but
stay away from it.
but if you okay on the same breath, you can't on the same token. Okay. So what do you say about the hip hop venues? Same thing,
uh, it's the same thing.
It is,
right?
but unfortunately, they don't have the uphill battle that we have.
But here's, and not only that, here's the difference. Hip hop is corporate. They have the corporate money. So if something was to go wrong, then whoever that artist is signed to or who is doing their deal will cover whatever. Because that's one of the reasons why hip hop reaching a lot of these spaces. Who actually signed these artists?
Right. We don't
Don't
have that
hip hop
right
is not
now.
an independent industry. Don't let nobody fool you. The industry is not
Yeah.
independent,
We don't have
right?
the leverage for you to bring
Yeah, we
in
don't.
your 40
Yeah.
people and 20 of them sit down and I roll up and I do and whatever and I broke up this. We do not have that leverage and privilege right now. Dancehall and reggae, may I tell you now, we can't do it because you see when nighttime done and we have to meet with them union man there and them. Whoa, we
Yeah.
cannot
It
afford
can be
that in these
exactly.
spaces.
We cannot remember
We
that
can't.
genre. As much as we live here in reggae and dancehall is an international genre. In a originate here, sir.
Absolutely.
So it's hard for us to. They're gonna say, "Oh, we don't want the shows here again." There are visitors here. You understand?
Right.
So yeah, that's another context too. It's not
Absolutely.
an American music form.
But we are an ego-filled business, and we both say we're braggadocious, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, you know. We both say I love it.
No, and we will always be. We will always be. And that's one of the reasons why it is our superpower too. Jamaican, our ego, like we're delusional, and it's a part of our superpower.
Yeah,
Right?
somehow with
Yeah.
kryptonite and plenty of
Yeah.
superpower. But here's
For a
what it
country our size, we should not have the effect on the world that we
I
do.
say it go we little but we tell our and we not say it with no apology. But do not let that overinflated ego make you believe say you reach the mountaintop and nobody can shoot you down from there. So guys, less than 1% of our music, our musical performance happens in an arena setting. All right, less than it may be 1%. And that's no lie. That is no joke. So on a serious note, we just begin to crack the ice. Let's
Yeah.
not act like with years and a decades we're there and we don't need no adjustment. We need adjustment. We need behavioral adjustment. We need professional adjustment. We need financial adjustment. We need a lot of learning. Now, let me ask you this now, right? Do you think, ears to the ground, because you're in the business, right? We are here conversation when I happen on IG. We are hear it from artists. We are hear it. Do you feel that it go in one ears and out the next? Or everybody I look and say, wait, before you answer that question, I want to backtrack to Sizzla and Molly and any other artist that would be in the position that they were, right? People are say, well, where them pull out for, them never need to do them, could have come on and perform. From my perspective, this is Stacey Mack speaking, only me. Me and I look and say, but wait, them can't play, see, them can't play cartel. Well, they not pay me. Can I pay them first? Them not pay me. Me not get 5 cents. I am not going on.
I guess they didn't get paid, because if they got paid, then they would have to honor their agreement.
And a lot of people, you know, me not say a lot of people say, oh, them never come on, them could have come on. I'm like, you don't know. But me, that's how my brain would work and say, if the big man not get paid, then where is my money coming from? I would be very uncomfortable. But see, that is not a majority of my contract being covered. That's a minimum of my contract, if any of my contract being upheld. So right then and there, I do not disagree with them not performing. And I don't know the story.
Yeah, I think that is it. Like, without the information, it's very hard to have an opinion on it, right? Because I'm just saying, like for me, if you get your money, it is very unlikely for Sizzler not to turn up to a show. Sizzler is another artist me tour with. Sizzler is professional, right? So obviously, as me says, I'm assuming some things happen in the background where we not privy to. Because
Right.
Sizzler is a professional. Sizzler go turn up, I'm sure, on time, and him a go burn a fire always.
I've always seen him show up on time. I've always seen him there. If anything, I'm always he's always backstage. We just waiting to come out. Big up yourself, Dada. I saw somewhere again, people, social media world, not substantiated, where he said
You
that
love
he
social
wanted.
media.
Well, we're on social media again. Can't take social media as law ever. Where he said he would do something for Trinidad. That would be wonderful. I would love to see that. On a cultural level now, I could take the argument to the culture. And we have a couple more minutes. Our next guest I see is here. Glenn Titus Campbell, one of the funniest men in Jamaica right now. May I tell you? Whoa,
Hey, you can't say funniest man, you have to be careful.
I said one of. I said one. Oh Lord Jesus, me can't say funny
Hold on,
man.
hold on,
But
hold
me a
on,
woman.
hold on.
Me a woman. Me can't say it. I'm a woman. Me never say funny man. You see, you want to start mix up in my life, And he will be joining us in a couple of minutes. I just wanted to acknowledge him there, and Mr. Patrick Reed. I wanted to acknowledge them because I'm going to talk about the big play that is coming up. But culturally now.
Yeah.
Me not depend this war between anybody, Trinidad hate Jamaica, make them come style up Jamaica, style up Cartelan.
No.
Can we dead that?
No. Listen, we compete, which is normal, right? Everybody gonna compete and say them country are the best and what is the best, but it is all in good sport. You understand what I say? I don't take anything anybody say personal, and I don't think we should, right? I don't take it personal, and I don't think we should. I don't think people in Trinidad I don't like Jamaica. No, I've been to Trinidad quite a few times, and I've never had a bad experience.
I don't think so either, and I would hate to even. I mean, people, me could just me not even want. Just no bother with that. We not in a that. We not in a that. We not in a that. Oh, and look who has joined us.
That is fun, right? Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Go on. You see when that try style me up and get me in a trouble. You see how come and then that try style me and say myself. But let me just wrap up here. Doing, you're free to hang out if you want to, for sure. I know you.
Man, go ahead.
I always value your insight.
I would love to have a conversation with this man. Them man are growing, man.
What?
Oh my God, man. Yes, man. Yes.
Oh, yeah, man, me sound like my young boy, you mean? But
it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
Mr. Morris, of course, you're always welcome, and of course, we need the insight, and we can agree to disagree and talk about all these things. Thank you again, and man, blessings on next conversation coming again. His artist 17, big anthem.
Man. Always remember.
Go there and listen to the artist. Boom, boom, boom. Fully endorsed here. Carbon Records doing good things, and we love it. Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, man. Bless up. Now, the man of the hour. People, with no further ado, Mr. Titus Campbell, good evening to you.
What's going, baby love?
Why? Let me tell you.
Caller, please hold.
Is that caller Mr. Patrick Reed? Is that Mr. Patrick Reed on the line?
Yes, Mr. Reed.
Okay, all right. So, guys, I know you all know Titus Campbell. You have laughed many times with him. He has been the source of joy for Halloween. And there is a new play out called Room 513. Patrick Brown's room 513. We have Titus Campbell and we have Mr. Patrick Reed on the line. And guess what? Guess what, people? It reached a New York. It reached a New York. So, hey, give me a clap for that now. Give me a clap for that
You guys hear the clap, right?
New York.
You hear the clap, right?
So now say twice.
now. Yeah. Titus. So, you know, from me here, 513, me starting all kind of mix up and all kind of something, you know. And I'm like, what is this going to offer us? Give us a little synopsis of it.
Nice. Stacy, me no want to give it too much.
No, just one little tips.
A little tips. All right. So, me is a nice, hard-working gentleman work at this hotel, right? One little upscale hotel, you know, nice people come there and things. So, of course, a nice little lady like yourself pass through. You know, man, you know, we still,
yes.
You can't see a beauty walk past and we not say nothing.
A Jamaican man, right?
Hi, how you doing? And you know, hey.
Let me stop blushing.
Stop it. And they kind of thing there. And so, little word pass, and she come back one next night. Little word pass again, and she keep coming back, And remember what word or mere people I use from the other day? Entanglement. Go on.
Well, sometimes the thing I forget to
the
up.
only thing now with this entanglement is that me married.
Oh.
And she married. And all right, I'll tell you a thing now. I don't want nobody fight me or cuss me. You see, woman always say them can deal with something, but then them can't deal with it in the long run. So girl say, this is just a little thing on the side, and please don't fall in love with me. And then she see him one, go back home, go tell the husband. Say she'll move out of the house.
Wow. Wow. So I didn't see that coming.
It is no longer a love triangle, it becomes a love square. I'm going to bring my wife in a thing now too.
Wow. So all of that are gone. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Me here, I heard that you were well awarded just the other day. But I would be remiss if I didn't talk about that. First of all, people, when big things go on, if we talk about big things, when big things go on, it says here, and I'm reading here, Jamaican theatre icon Glenn Titus Campbell honored with a proclamation by Georgia State Senate. You see how it sounds, Bossy? No. Wait there now. No. When big things go on, if we talk about big things, so let me address the gentleman properly. Mr. Glenn Titus Campbell, OD, received a warm reception in Atlanta where he was celebrated for more than 4 decades of excellence in theater and comedy in a powerful moment that underscored his global cultural impact. The Georgia State Senate officially proclaimed May 25th as Glenn Campbell Day. Wow, big things are gone. Whoa, enlarge up himself. Honoring the beloved entertainer for his outstanding contributions to the performing arts and his lifelong role as a cultural ambassador for Jamaican. Then that we are talking about.
Yes, man. And it's not only me full of awards, you know. The play where we have bring come to New York, that play they are the best thing out of Jamaica. The play won best production, best new comedy, best new Jamaican script. I was awarded best actor. Cherie Elise, who also in the play, was awarded best actress. So It's a very best that is coming to the New York area.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I'm gonna give some information on where the play is, guys, when you can see it, what is what, where, and when. So there are several shows here in the tri-state area. This Friday, not this Friday, the following Friday, next week, Friday, June the 13th, it's here in Queens at the Mary Lewis Academy in Queens, right there on Wexford Terrace in Queens. Then Saturday, June 28th, it's back here in Brooklyn at TThe High School. right? There are also some other shows that I'm going to.
For the 15th Father's Day, we're in the Bronx.
All right, so Patrick, tell me about
Yes.
those other shows.
Well, let me tell you, Stacey, it's not just a New York show; it's a tri-state show.
Tri-state, okay.
We're taking Glenn Titus Campbell and Room 513 in New York. On the 13th, of course, we're in Queens. On the 14th, we're in Bridgeport, Connecticut. On the 15th, Father's Day, we're back in New York in the Bronx. On the 27th, we're up in there in Hartford. On the 28th, we're in Brooklyn, and then on the 29th, the grand finale is in New Jersey.
Wow.
School of the Arts. So we're taking a tour.
Wow. So that's a total of how many shows?
6 shows on this tour. 6 shows, the mini tour, and we love to bring it to people here because the audience in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut really enjoy our Jamaican comedy, and Glenn is one of their favorite artists. The ensemble is incredible. Laughter can done, and we just want people to enjoy themselves, especially the fathers around this time. To take out the fathers and come feel, make them laugh.
Yes.
Fathers don't laugh a lot, you know.
Now that is an amazing. That's a very good. Yeah. That's a very good idea. Father's Day is right around the corner. That is a great gift for Father's Day. I'm gonna give you a number, guys. You want to know where to get your tickets? I'm gonna give you a number, and that number is 973-801-1923. That's, I'm repeat it again, 973-801-1923. That's the main number I'm gonna give you. Please.
And they can go online as well, Stacey. They can go to STL Venture, S in Sam, T as in Tom, L as in Larry, stlventures@gmail.com.
STL Ventures with a S, Ventures?
With an S. Yes.
stlventures@gmail.com. All right. We want to make this sold out in every single location. A big things are going. I'm not telling us that Glenn Titus Campbell did it. You have to come out. Listen.
I'm not performing in New York, so me excited, know about somebody else.
Well, listen.
But me, I'm going to for myself.
Me, I come see you, and I might come 2 or 3 shows. I'm not telling a lie. So I'm cute and nice. Every show I'm step out. Listen. Nowadays, I may be politically incorrect when I say this, all right? But we kind of have a jacket culture, Things are going jacket and make everywhere, right? So, una have 1 and 2 and 5 father out there. Some of them is which father una carry go for the different fathers day, Have 6 show and a half, so una can carry the 5, 6 father then come, all right?
That's right.
You mix up with us.
I don't mix up that a fuck, all right? Me here say Chilani are the worst one too. But anyway, you never hear me say so. All I am saying is people come out there and support. So Titus, when is the last time you've been in New York?
I'm sure it must have been more than 15 years ago.
Wow.
I haven't performed in New York in over 15 years.
Wow.
So it's going to be a celebration. It's going to be a bashment.
15 years.
Yeah, man.
No, sir, people.
I'm ready up.
Y'all have to come out big time for this. A long time. We don't see one nice, good play, So I think that we are set and ready. Tri-state area ready for this one. So now, so there is an organization. One of the idiot friend them who we hope him listen to, right? This the idiot organization. Them say it name. Wait, name again. WIFMA, West Indian Faithful Man Association.
What?
So me say that is a very lowly association. What they in there like 1 or 2 members because me don't know what you talk about.
Me I go join.
So this here room 513. Guess what? WIFMA, me sorry, your organization and your membership dead, done. Am I lying? A lie? See?
I think the 1 or 2 in there we're not telling the truth, Stacey. I think the 1 or 2 in there were kind of telling a little lie,
Of course, because I bet you all of them have a little room 513 are going, Hey. I believe so. Do you think that Jamaican men get a bad rap though?
Stacey, you didn't miss the statistics, did you? The statistics say that the Jamaican women are the ones to be watched, about 60-some%, 70% of them. You never hear that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on.
Fake news that. Fake
That
news.
deserves a round of applause. That deserves a round of applause.
Titus, you were saying?
I was saying that you get me involved in politics. I'm not into that with Uno. Room 513 is only in fun. Jamaican men, we are not like that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But
Definitely not.
when thunder strike, when lightning strike, right where you there?
I need all the women.
And I met all you rap stone, I'm careful.
See it there, right? Listen. At Jamaica, you say, no, I swear, thunder roll and broke my neck. You know how much broke neck there, Jamaica? You know how much broke neck there, Jamaica? Listen, room 513. Titus, I can't wait for it. Again, stlventures@gmail.com. You can get information there. Or Miss Reed, may I get your number? I think this is your number I'm giving out, right?
No problem.
973-801-1923. That's 973-801-1923. This is.
I want to say to the audience in Brooklyn and Queens and the Bronx, New York has a special place for Caribbean comedy. You know, they have a love for it. Jamaicans in New York love to hear and to see the culture, and we're bringing it galore. And Connecticut, Hartford, and Bridgeport, they have a great affinity for the plays as well. So we're not sparing anyone this time around. New Jersey is going to be big as well. So they invite everybody to come out.
Nice. Tri-state. We have the largest.
Also state that it's fun for the entire family.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, man. Fun for the entire family. Bring the auntie, the mother. You can bring your pastor. You bring everybody. Come on, this one.
Oh, good clean fun.
Clean
with a
fun.
little bit of tups and mix up in it, right? Listen, all I wanna was say, boy, you know, now having a look at Yankee kids, cause my kids, them are Yankee too, you know. Bring them come, make them learn some of them culture, and I guarantee you that they will enjoy it. This is a great way to just bring some of our Jamaican heritage to the forefront. A fun-filled night. I must say, Father's Day is right there. It's a great gift for daddy and daddy. You know what I talk about. Yeah, man. So, on that note, Mr. Reggaeologist, stick up in, don't move from there. Titus, it is a pleasure. 15 years later, I cannot wait to see you in the Tri-State. It's going to be a big deal. Room 513, people. We're not talking about triangle, we're talking about square. This is one year full of mix-up. Room 513. Patrick Brown with the esteemed Mr. Glenn Titus Campbell OD. Listen, the man are coming and I bring all. What? Listen, it's so nice. No, so he's coming with full force, people. This one's gonna be nice. Friday, June the 13th in Queens, New York. Patrick, you run them off. You have them all. Tell them the dates again.
Absolutely, Stacey. Thank you so much. And Glenn is here. He's going to be here. Get ready for New York on the 13th of June. Friday the 13th, we're in Queens, New York at the Mary Louise Academy. On Saturday, 14th, we're up in Bridgeport, Connecticut at Central High School. On Sunday, June 15th, we're over there at in the Bronx at Truman High School. And it's a double weekend. So the 2 weekends from then on the 27th, Friday, we're in Weaver High School in Hartford. On the 28th, we're still in high school in Brooklyn, and on the 29th, the grand finale at Cicely Tyson School of Performing Arts in East Orange, New Jersey.
All right, guys. Fun-filled family night. Titus, we can't wait. Big up yourself. I can't wait till you reach. And we are all going to show up and show out. Patrick, thank you for joining us. And guys, you can always go on my page too. I'll make sure I have all the information and the flyer and everything there for you to get your tickets. All right, Titus, enough love, and see you when you get to New York.
Bless you.
All right, Patrick, thank you.
Okay.
All right, guys. Of course, that was the one, the only Titus Campbell and Mr. Patrick Reed there. So, room 513. No, we got Mr. Lloyd Lang. We there talk about the situation outside of Cartel, but what Cartel has kicked off the conversation surrounding many things bigger than just the Cartel. If you are on there and you want to jump in and give me your take, you're more than welcome. Let me see if he's still on there. Let me see if he can join. I can't. How do I do that? How do I do this? I press this?
Yeah.
I press this one? I don't see it. I don't see how to do it.
Well, request to join. Request to join.
Lloyd, if you're on there, request to join. So I want to hear your take on the effect of what this means for dancehall. Because would they argue with a whole bunch of people ready to argue with me, and everybody has their own take. I saw one person. You see it? Okay. I was pressing the wrong. I was pressing the wrong.
Keep going.
I was pressing the wrong thing. I saw one of my friends that put, a very angry, a very angry message, like, quote unquote, like, you guys, you're a dumbass, quote unquote, for even thinking that any artist would have overstate their worth because of this and request. And I'm like, me not fight, me not argue with you. I have my take, you have your take. But everybody will have it. What do you think, Patrick? I never asked you what you thought. What do you think?
No. I listen. Keep talking. I'm listening. I don't even want to.
See, Patrick, careful, I'm
very careful.
I'm not playing no politics. I never say anything. I never said anything that wasn't like. It's my opinion. Me not beat nobody. Me not call no name. I didn't call not one name. I called not one
Anthony,
name.
do you agree with me? Okay, thank you so much.
Somebody have to talk the things. Somebody has to talk the things. All right, whatever. Anyway, so of course we are at the bottom of the hour, and of course you don't know. Me have to talk some politics. It would not be Stacey Mack if I did not talk.
So hold on.
Politics.
Before we go to politics, you don't want to talk about Diddy?
You know?
You don't want to? Yeah.
You want to talk about Diddy?
Talk about Diddy. P. Diddy, Brother Love, Mr. Baby Oil himself.
So
yeah.
I didn't follow it for the past couple of days. So I'm not really.
What do you know? So let's talk about what you.
Okay, what I've seen, right. I feel like people change the narrative. Like some of them feel like he's just a freak. He never do nothing that was.
He's a swinger.
Yeah, him just nasty, but he didn't do anything criminal.
That right.
And that Cassie asked for it. She stayed in it. She asked for it. Whatever. To me, a lot of that is foolishness. But that's a lot of the general conception that I've seen is that she was compliant with a lot of it, and that it seems.
But she said she did it. She did it out of love. She did it for love. That's what she said. She did it for love because she loved Diddy.
All right. But, and again, I'm feeling like people are thinking that defense is winning. The defense is winning now more, that they have the stronger argument now. Diddy's in a good place. Am I wrong for saying that? 'Cause I have not followed in the past, couple of days. So if other things happen, me no know.
718-785-5760. Please give us your thoughts.
Well, you obviously must see that follow it. So you tell me what you think about Diddy.
No, right now, as far as with the RICO charge, and I don't see that. And you're right. The storylines is getting a little bit more, more on the defensive side that can pretty much have a pretty good argument and say, listen, we could throw out this case and throw out that. If anything, they say the man's a freak, like you said. The man is a freak.
And is there anything wrong with that? Listen, if adults are consenting, it might be disgusting to you what them do, but if me done with it and you done with it, then what's the problem? Let's let it do what it do. I mean, I lie though. I don't lie.
No.
You can't. That's not criminal. That's not criminal. However, I have not listened enough for me to say that I lie, that he is a criminal or whatever. I really can't say. What I can say though is that women who have been abused and women who have been in these abusive relationships, or even molestation, rape, whatever, do not come out and say it right away. It takes women many years. Many years. There was a broadcaster on Soundchat Radio. It took her 53 years before she actually opened up about a rape. We were on the air one night talking about this, and she actually said that she was raped. 53 years. So you never know when somebody feels comfortable enough to come out with their story and their truth. So, I don't think that it's fair to say that somebody stayed in a situation and that they wanted to be in that situation, or they could have liberated it from it. Everybody is different. Everybody's different that way. Me personally, I know that to be true. I've seen that many times in my life, that to be true. So me don't want to say Cassie did ass feed. No, was she freaky and done with some freaky stuff? Obviously, because if she wasn't, she wouldn't there with Diddy. She'd have walked her from jump.
So you don't feel that she did it for love?
Me not say, but it's misguided love. It's maybe what you think is love.
I mean, it's the same. It's kind of weird, but certain abused relationships, a female will not leave the man, even though she's getting beat up by him.
Who deep? Plenty.
Right.
Plenty.
They say that, you know what, because he loves me and I love him, and I can't leave because I love him, regardless of the fact of the abuse that's going on.
Even sexually, right? You're in a relationship with somebody and you want to please the person, and that person can ask you to do things where you may not agree with it.
Right.
You may not agree with it on any level, but just to appease, you go along with it. Now, does it take strength to say, no, me not do that, me not care, me not do it. And if you're going to leave me, well, I just say it, go, if me not do X, Y, and Z. But not everybody is of that same mindset. You can't go on like a big and bad in outer road. When you get behind closed doors, it's a different story. All of a sudden, it's okay. All right, I'm just going to do it because that's going to make him happy, or we won't argue today or whatever. So I won't say that, she was down with it willingly. I'm not ready to say that.
It's not love, it's fear.
Yeah. People do things out of fear. No. Out of fear, I'm making banka, two different things too, Like, she could, I don't know. I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
To each his own. I mean, money is, I don't know.
The great motivator.
So you're saying money pretty much, partially, I should say, that made her stay?
It's hard for me to say. It's very hard for me to say that that's not a big, huge part. Me not say I love her. I cannot.
So you get your ass beat, and as long as I know I'm still getting this money coming in, I'll get my ass beat. That's what you say.
Okay.
That's it.
Request to join. Okay, I have a couple requests to join. All right, let's see. I know chicks. I'm going to say chicks because I call them chicks. I know chicks. Well, we definitely do it for money and deal with a whole lot of things as long as the money right. Them day and night.
Mr. Lang, good evening, sir. Good evening.
Mr. Lang.
Afternoon.
What's up, my friend?
Good afternoon, sir.
Lloyd. So earlier we had a conversation with DOREEN Morrison about we're not talking about cartel. We're talking about the cartel effect. What has happened because of the latest news and how much bigger than cartel this is in the world of dancehall. Tell me your take on this.
I always have a different perspective to things,
Yeah, I know.
I see the general conversation happening around cartel and all of this buzz around the cost to have to pay for the cartel experience. And that is what it is. You see, cartel, everybody complain about performance, but cartel didn't come there to give you a performance.
Right.
Cartel came there to entertain you and to deliver an experience. Now, the question is to ask, how many people, besides from Buju Banton, Cartel, Sean Paul and Shaggy, and them not demanding anything close to that, but just look at what we're talking about in fact, have the ability. Let us be honest now, you know. How many artists within the homegrown space have the ability to draw 10,000 people on the strength of their own name without any supporting characters?
Very few. I dare say there is. I mean, there may be one or two more.
Can I give you an answer to that?
Popcorn.
Can I give you an answer to that?
Yeah.
It's an open-ended question.
Well, when you mention, and it's funny because Stacey, I spoke to you about this a couple of weeks ago about this. When you mention the names of Buju and Cartel, and to bring those numbers, me personally, it's more of a controversy where, okay, Buju was locked up for how many years and come on. I think more of the fact that to see, put it like this, if Buju and Cartel never went to jail and Buju never gone to jail and they decide to throw a concert in the arena, I don't think it would have sold out.
Right. I mean, they're an anomaly, but the question is who else? The question is who else outside of the four names?
I want to hear Mr. Lake say. Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
But it's even much more simpler than that, because at the end of the day, you say what you're seeing happening, and even for some lesser extent, even for Beenie Man, and we are going to see how much weight that also pulls for Bounty Killer in the next coming weeks,
Right.
is the fact of generational disparity. So you have an entire generation that only heard Buju. Them never see Buju in the flesh. By the time Buju come out, them have money in them pocket. Same experience for Cartel. Right. So you had a whole set of kids who they've never seen Cartel in the flesh. It was not about going to see Cartel perform. It was going to experience seeing Cartel live outside of jail. All of those are the little bits and aesthetic pieces that go with it. So unless you have that, because anticipation breeds demand determines price, and price is the factor that we are talking about.
Right.
And with all of those aesthetics pulled together, Cartel has proven, as well as Buju in recent times, that they have the capacity to fill the National Stadium.
Right.
Now, just off of that basic fact, and then on a wider extension, we have the diaspora, which extends to about 10 or 15 million people in that bubble across 3 generations, who have never experienced any one of these artists, and $300 is nothing. This is their Taylor Swift, this is their, this is their Dochi, this is their moment as a Caribbean.
Right.
So when you see which was really good to see that the Caribbean people, as a whole, not just Jamaican collective, we're talking about the Caribbean diaspora as a whole, went out and supported these artists. That's a great thing. And the question is to ask is, yes, Cartel and Buju have proven that they can fill a stadium of 30,000, 20,000, 18,000 people. The question left to ask is how many, because fact to be told, artists have been overpriced for the last 5 years.
Absolutely.
They've been grossly overpriced, considering what they are delivering in terms of their karaoke delivery. Now, everybody's going to say the same thing about Cartel, but you see, it's a different paradigm of experience. And at the end of the day, I ask the question again, how many Caribbean artists can pull a crowd of 10,000 on them own accord? We see what happened with Movada in the O2 Stadium the other day. We couldn't fill it. The artists of that caliber can't draw 5,000 people. You cannot demand that 80,000 or a 90,000 or a 70,000. How the promoter going to make that back?
Exactly. And now the audience's appetite has grown because of what the promoters have delivered. They have now delivered these shows with a extensive lineup, 6, 7, 8 artists, right? So it takes that to fill the arena, and we may not want to come to terms with that truth, but that's a fact. And then how do we maintain that when the price goes up exponentially on each of those artists?
It's not going to happen. I mean, the million cap, and you can't. I mean, for cartel can probably continue demanding a million between now and next year. I mean, if the man drop a movie, if him drop a documentary, you can't watch cartel price. You see, what everybody is. This is what I call it, the disillusion, and it's called the diaspora and disillusion. Where we believe that because we call these artists international superstars, that they are international superstars, but they are not.
Right.
They are, because if you them walk out of a crowd of 5,000 people and go down the road to any big major city around the world and walk down the road and go buy a bottle of water, nobody don't know them. They don't have that sort of Jay-Z, easy sort of appeal that is outside of the diasporic bubble. You understand?
I agree.
Cartel has gone through the bubble. Buju is pushing on the rim because of the heightened curiosity around him and everything. But at the end of the day, Cartel is playing chess, and he realized the mistakes Buju made with his move, and he planned proper. And we can see that in terms of how him rolling out and the people around him and some of the choices and challenges that him navigating so well.
Right. His PR moves are just phenomenal.
Excellent. He know exactly what him doing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We don't
I
have
mean,
to question that.
we
But
don't.
again, we're going to what this is going to cause is a fallout in prices.
Yes.
So everybody is looking forward to say, oh yeah, everybody going to lift up them price. No, people are going to be like, all right, so can you pull a crowd for your top? The promoters are going to be start asking the question. No, what's your pulling power?
Like they should have. I don't know why. I don't know why it stopped.
I mean, it stopped because we have to be very cognizant of how the foundational financing of this business started. Is a lot. It used to be wash money, so a man would have just spent $20,000 and $30,000 on an artist that really value $2,000-$3,000 because of system. So we have to be very cognizant that as the business of music now becomes a business, like a real above the table business, that pricing structure, the way artist investments are acquired, all of that game plan change now, and this whole cartel thing for me, from my aspect as an analyst in the business, I think it's going to create a fallout more than artists saying, yo, man, I'm going to take a $800 or $900 anymore. Yo, can you pull 50 people?
Right. So,
and what it's going, and I'm going to show you how it even has a further extension, because now it's going to be affecting the new and emerging artists. Because at the end of the day, if they're not going out there now to prove that they can draw 50, 60, 70 people, then at the end of the day, it's going to be even harder for them to get a stage.
And I asked the question, Lloyd, that now everybody has arena dreams, and there's nothing wrong with having arena dreams. But what about the 3,000 venues and the 4,000 capacity venues? You have to those building blocks must remain and must remain strong.
I'm not even looking at the 3,000 venues. I am looking at now that the fallout is now that you're going to have promoters now looking and say, yo, this business, if I take a certain caliber artist, I can become a millionaire overnight. And that fast money concept now, which has destroyed a lot of things in the music industry as we have got along, is where you're going to see happening now. So what is going to affect the small venue man, the small people with the 500-600 seat venues now are going to be locked out. Then the 2,000-3,000 venues going to raise them price because now them realize that it's also a money grab. And then the artists them who believe that them can call or demand a certain price is going to be rudely awakened when you go into these 2,000, 3,000 venues. and drawing people for 500-600 seat clubs.
Absolutely right. A lot of people believe they are more equitable than a 3,000 seat. That and not that them not do that. Them reach them elevate past that. But I mean, I think there is going to be a lot of truths that come out from this. I was hoping that I want to see us grow and us to maintain this arena culture, but it's gonna take all the avenues of dancehall to really come to terms with the truth about the industry.
No, I mean, I think we're rushing it, to be real honest
We're
with
roughing
you,
it.
Stacey. We're rushing this whole arena, because we like to see new dreams, and everybody we like to squeeze the fucking gun out of the barrel. And at the end of the day, what happens is that we end up with a situation where we just mess up a good thing, right? We don't have enough artists to fill arenas. Let's answer that question first and be blunt about that. We do not have enough artists in the homegrown space that can pull 2,000-3,000 people on them own. Yeah, we have Berries, we have Buju, we have Sean Paul, we have Shaggy, we have the Marley brothers, them that we have Protege has proven himself like that. But then how many, like when we come down the slide, Shenseea probably can pull 2,000-3,000 people, yeah. But when we pass that slide now and come down the rung of the ladder, what we're looking at? We're looking at 500-600 seat crowd artists.
Right, and what another thing that people don't realize, when arenas are not built for a whole string of artists, because you've got a time frame, right? You've got a time frame where you can't have 20 artists. You have to do festival settings. Like there are ways for it to happen. But some of these places simply cannot do that in a 4-hour block or a 3-hour block or whatever.
When people are work and them have 2-3 jobs, there is no time to come and hang out for an 8-hour festival in the urban cities now.
True that.
You have to look at also the changing environment. We're talking a community of 10 to 15 million people. But then how many of that community now is actual legal free to walk in America now, considering the dictatorship that has taken over in the United States?
That's
so that is
another
going
thing.
to also, as the news tightens further, it's going to affect the turnout at events. So this big price thing, it not gonna work.
We can't deny that. We can't deny politics. Some of us like to turn our backs on politics, that it's not affecting. And but every day as we reach in these United States, and we see more and more, like tonight, just about 2 hours ago, we saw more countries being put on a list of restrictions, all restrictions against these countries, right? Including Haiti, a couple of African countries, and the list goes on and on. Who is to say that we are not next? I saw the top 10 or 12 countries that overstayed their visa today. Jamaica, they're on the list. So it's just like watching and wondering, when do we reach that caliber to, and when people get afraid to come out of their house because they feel like there's going to be a grab at certain places. These are not, I don't think that we're saying unwanted, like fear mongering. I don't think so. I think it's a real situation.
It's a reality. It's not fear mongering. I mean, them just pass a bill, a thing that them can deport U.S. citizens. So it's not out of reach of anybody now. You have to look on the changing times, and it is what it is. And at the end of the day, it's not our place. It's land of the free, home of the brave, whatever. But it's not yours. And if the people them say them want them place, who are you to say, oh, I've been on this piece of you're squatting?
What? Oh, we are squatter. You know what? I never thought of it.
That's how the man are treated. Like, let's look at it in a straight and plain fact. How many? I have family members, I have friends who work hard, right, at home and abroad, and they build life for them family and build a very good life for them family. And now they're at the whimsy of somebody who can make emotionally driven decisions that affect the lives of millions of people.
Yeah.
It's very disconcerting and unsettling.
That's to say the least.
Just to be diplomatic about it, because at the end of the day, as I having discussions with some of my friends, I realize that even the news that we are getting externally about what's happening in America is not even widespread amongst America. You know, so it's really unsettling what we're seeing unfolding in America outside.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, we have our take. We live in here. We have our take. I know a lot of people that are news deaf right now because they don't want to hear it. Them just tired of it. Them don't want to hear it. Whatever. I'm not there yet because I feel like I need to be in the know. What I mean, I get this misinformation, are untruths, because we know we can't vet everything, and you think that you have vetted information. You can't even tell what the hell is vetted from what is not vetted. Right now, we're in a dangerous space.
All we can say right now is that from the perspective of the people in back home here in the Caribbean, we worry about emerging. We worry for them because what we're seeing unfolding, like there's a as I even spoke with a friend of mine the other day, and I was saying to her, boy, it's difficult right now. If you look on what's happening with Olympics, like it reached a point where even for the Olympics, World Cup, where the people must say, no, people fear coming to America right now.
Listen, there was a joke made by Vance, made a joke that a joke, quote unquote, about rounding up people at World Cup. He made a joke about that, and me not find that funny. I mean, that's a real valid fear.
And then you're going to take somebody now who come from Nigeria and send them to El Salvador because you get a certain money per head. Like this is a serious thing.
Right.
You're privatizing.
Sudan was put on the list today. Sudan was one of the nations put on the list, total restrictions. And yet, Sudan was one of the places where you want to take up people from wherever and ship them go to Sudan to hold them. So, it's like nobody's safe.
But yeah, it's like that's the whole thing. So it's like if you don't play, if you don't want to play, then them are going to throw a stone after you. I mean, it is what it is,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
What's the feeling at home when people get deported from, I speak up. I've heard numbers. I don't know how many numbers.
I mean, really and truly, it's not really like it's anything different than what we see. Maybe you have the influx and through media. You see a lot more, visibility around it, but people go foreign and they're there for 30, 40 years and get caught and get sent home almost every day or every week. So it's not really anything big. No. I mean, it comes down to the same thing every time. Like, how can you be in America as get deported at 60 and 56 and illegal, and you did it from 1983? Like, it's almost ridiculous. It's almost comical. So when it comes to certain things, when I take certain things serious, except the prisoners them were coming in and really infiltrate the youths them that don't have no guidance. That is something that we need to really watch.
But me not tell no lie, me know people who are not even opening them door. Like somebody knock on the door, them now open the door, them now come, them afraid. I know people who don't have papers who feel them weird right now.
It's difficult, man. It's a difficult thing. And at the end of the day, you never really set a pathway home. So if anything, you can lift up and come home and walk with your pride in your suitcase. So like this stage of a game. Right. You understand?
Boy, it's rough. It's rough. Sometimes it's like I feel like we're living in a dream world. I can't even believe that this.
No, we're living in a dystopian society.
This is beyond dystopian.
Dystopian society, man. You have to understand where the world is right now, and I keep telling people all the while that don't be surprised by what you see happening, because everything, just like in nature, you have seasons, you have cycles. The American ideology and philosophy and society is coming to a close. It's almost 250 years, 50 years. I mean, empire lasts longer than 250 years.
Yeah, empires are cyclical. Yes, they are. It's time. Right, but for such a grand, I don't know, disruption in our way of life, it's like it's not gradual in any way. It's almost it's unbelievable, and it's so dysfunctional. Accepted dysfunction. I don't know if this is more designed. It's more designed than we realize, because I don't see how the acceptance for it is happening so readily and easily.
Well, we have to understand that it is not even the acceptance of it, you know. It is just a part of a process that has to happen. It has to happen. It's like there's no other way that it's going to change. It has to happen. I mean, if you look on history, as I said, everything, and you said it right, it's cyclical, it's not linear. If you look on the change that happened when people like Adolf Hitler started to have a greater impression on the political movement within Germany. And when he rose into power, the drastic social changes and measures that we are seeing now is much different from then. If you really have deep historical reference, at the end of the day, if you look at what happened then and look what is happening now, the most we can do is play to the mark and be ahead of the steps that were played out then that we see happening now.
But yet I see us playing right into the plays that led us there. It's amazing. We watch history repeating itself, and I don't know, in some ways sit silently. Lloyd, thank you for your insight. As always, it's almost time for us to wrap it up here. People, let me say, when I think wrong, if you guys are just thinking about cartel and Trinidad, Jamaica, and a cartel, style cartel, whatever, you've missed the mark on this conversation. It's so much bigger, it's wider than that, and that's cartel to me is a non-factor in this. Cartel get paid where believe him
When deserved.
right, when deserved, exactly.
If we try to push against that mark, what we're going to see is that we're going to see more socio-economic fallout in the homegrown industry. And the current state that it is in, we can't really take that shock.
Yeah, I don't even know why we calling cartel name in this. Cartel now have nothing to do. Is the man get pay when pay and he deserve it because he can give back the receipt fee. Right.
And
so
at the end of the day, I said to people, we are quarreling about cartel pocket, right? And cartel has provided us in his free time when he was out. He provided us with hits after hits after hits every single summer when he was out and free, right? And it's June and we don't have a summer hit. Let us leave the night with that now. But we are here considering how much money I should be paid to perform before you can even get the money that you want, or even a quarter it, or even have that conversation. Somebody need to find a summer hit and stop watching other people money. And if you're not going to put something in somebody's plate, don't look in there.
See that, and that is it. And I second that sentiment. Lloyd, thank you so much for joining us.
Anytime.
Yeah, man. I will link a little bit later. Yeah.
All right.
Guys, and that is it. That's the top of our show. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Talk the Business. We talk woolly things tonight.
Yeah.
Of course, thank you to JAIRiE Radio for accommodating us here next week. We're there again next week.
Yes.
Right here, Talk the Business, each and every Wednesday, 8 to 10 p.m. Yeah, man. Until then, everybody stay blessed and on a walk good. Yeah. Blessed.
Yeah.
Something was weird.
Affection, somebody feeling bad. Show me